What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here. Today to talk about using comps to your advantage. Personally, I think this is one of the things, I'm going to pat my own back here. I think this is one of the things that I do very well, and one of the ways that I find value in the marketplace the most often. It doesn't happen all the time. You may only do a couple of these a month, depending on how active you are. I could probably do more, but obviously this isn't my full-time gig. But I tend to have a knack, I feel like, for finding this stuff. Recent examples, the big one over the summer was the Vlad Purple, which we've talked about on the channel before, the Vlad Purple Refractor PSA 10. It's a mix of finding a low pop card, not super low pop, but low pop enough that doesn't sell that often, but you could find good comparison stats on to get a good idea on what it should be going for, trust your gut, and then making a call. So I famously stumbled across that Vlad Purple. It was a card that hadn't had a sale recently, but Vlad stuff in general was up 30-40%, like his base level refractors, and someone had it priced close to the old comp, which was like 30-45 days old, and was not taking into account the rise in price of his other stuff. So I got that card at what I thought was a very good deal. Took that, flipped it within a week for about I don't remember what that was, a $500 or $600 profit. Took that money, found another card of the same player, Vlad, but this time a blue, same situation, priced at old comps, not factoring in the hot market because one hadn't sold in a really long time. Bought that for like $2,100 and then sold that a couple months later for like 3.4. And I've done this with other stuff before too. A lot of times I'll do it on Star Stock. If I find something on Star Stock that someone hasn't updated a price on, things like that, just taking advantage of those little edges. Well, I had one pop up recently, so I thought this would kind of be a good time to kind of talk about it and lay out what I'm seeing. So I'm going to show the card really quick, little mail day, and then hang on because we're going to pop over and look at some charts and market movers because this is what really brought it to the forefront to me. And this actually, I found the charts and market movers, and then I went and looked for the card. So let's talk about the card first. It is a Ja Morant optic fast break hollow. So it's got the cool little dots on it, basically, little swirly-do circle things. Very cool looking card. Very low pop on these. For comparison's sake, the optic hollow, just regular optic hollow, is pop 469, which is not that many. This one is pop 44, so really not that many. But absolutely great looking card. And I stumbled across this in market movers, just kind of digging around. Sometimes, I'm watching a game or whatever, I'll have market movers up on the laptop. And this is, to me, this is the perfect example of a tool like market movers. People ask, how do you make money using something like this? Does it pay for itself? This is going to be a perfect example of how having something like this gives you a quick visual representation and helped me see this. So we're going to switch over to the desktop and pull up the JAWS in market movers and kind of walk through what I saw and how I got to where I was. Oh, full disclosure. So I got this for $550 on IG. I had to make this video today. I bought this. I'm recording this on Monday the 18th. So probably go up later this week. I just got this in the mail on Saturday. I bought it last week on Wednesday. I sold it today for $735, goods and services shipped. So I made like a little over $150 on the deal. I think it ended up being like $160 after $165 after fees and shipping on this. Paid $550 for it last week. Sold it for $735. Probably netted about $715, $720 after fees, give or take. Today. Sold it on the SCI Discord. So I was planning on holding it, and I was like, if I could just take what this is a perfect example of as well, you don't go broke taking a profit. I got it for a good price. I could have held it. I could have been like, no, I'll wait for a new comp to come up. Maybe it'll be higher. The season's about to start. Maybe he starts hot. And I said, you know what? I have other Ja Morant stuff. If that happens, then I'll make my money on the other stuff. Let me just take the quick 160, whatever it is. Let's just call it $160 profit on this. Get $735 back in the PayPal account and, go make the deal on the next thing. So that's this one. Let's dive into market movers. Once again, link in the description down below. And, I can't say enough good things about market movers. I use it all the time. Discount codes down there. And this is, once again, a perfect example of where a tool like this can help you out. So let's switch over to the desktop. Okay, here we are in market movers. So this is what I saw. I was looking for, originally I was actually looking for Ja Optic Hollows. I kind of wanted one. I'm pretty sure I just missed the window on it. It is what it is. But I was futzing around looking at other Ja color stuff, and I was going back quite a ways, and I saw this. So once again, you could see we have the Ja Optic Hollow here. That's the blue line, and the fast break here. That's the pink line. The last Optic fast break to sell was 616, and the one prior to that was 528. Once again, pop 44. These just don't pop up super often. So what did I see here? And it's a limited data set, but it is what it is. I see both sales basically are right in line with what the hollow is doing. Right here we have two sales on the same day. The fast break went for 750. The hollow went for 730. So the fast break actually outsold the regular base hollow. Over here, it flip-flopped. The regular hollow went for 700. The fast break went for 650. Then I saw this, and then I saw how I knew that the hollow had gone up quite a bit since the summer lows. This was the summer lows. We talk about it all the time. That June, July range were the summer lows. And, I knew that this card had gone up because I knew that these are sitting around 850 right now for a PSA 10 because I was looking for one. So then what did I do? I came over here and go, okay, so 616, what has this card done? So I popped up here and changed the ranges and came down here. So now we have our last two sales that match up on the 16th of June. Once again, this just worked out perfectly because they were on the same day. Sometimes you got to kind of, figure it out the best. Came down here and seen that the Optic Hollow is up 22%. The fast break hasn't had a sale. So to me, that was an immediate, that doesn't make a lot of, or not, that doesn't make sense. It's just that if I could find one of these, if I could find someone willing to sell me one at last comp, that could be a very easy, quick 100 and some bucks. So I started the hunt of trying to find one. I found one, talked to the guy on IG. He had it listed for 650. It was just sitting there at 650 bin. Messaged him, found his IG, said, hey, I'm interested in the fast break Optic Hollow. What's the best you'll do? PayPal goods and services. I was hoping to get it for around 575 to 6. He had it up for 650. Usually the general 10% off for eBay rules, eBay shenanigans. So that would have put it in the high fives, right around 6. I'd have been perfectly fine with. He comes back and says, off eBay, I'll do 550. I said sold. I didn't question. I didn't go back with a counter offer. I just said done. Pleasure doing business with you. What's your PayPal? I'll send it over. So now I have even more wiggle room on it than the initial 650. I personally think this is probably an $850 card. I'm going to say 800. I had it at the show with me on Saturday. I got some inquiries on it. I comped it at 800. I said it typically goes for about around the same price as an Optic Hollow to slightly under. Last Optic Hollow at 850. I'd be at 8 on this. I decided at the show I would have taken anything in the low 7s cash wise if someone offered me cash for it. If the mythical comp would have been 800, 10% off of that would have put me at around 720. So I would have been anywhere. Anywhere between 7 and 750, I would have snapped. Perfectly fine with. Did move it at the show. I would have loved to have traded it with an 850 comp. That was ideally the goal. I've talked about before moving into bigger cards. Something like a Ja Fast Break Optic Hollow is going to be fairly desirable, especially 4 days before the season starts. I was into it for 550. If I could leverage an 850 comp on it, or even $800 comp on it to trade into a different card, that I would have been perfectly happy with that as well. Or selling it for around 7. Did move it at the show. Came home Sunday night. Someone in a couple people in the SCI Discord said, "Hey, looking for mid to high end Ja Morant. Looking for mid to high end Ja Morant." I posted it. I said, "Okay, everyone's looking for Ja. $800." Someone messaged me and said, "Would you do 7?" I said 750. They said 725. I think I said 735 to help me cover shipping costs. And they said done. So I had to record the video today. Because this card, as soon as I'm done recording this video, is getting packaged up to ship out. So quick and easy, $160-ish, give or take, after shipping comes out, maybe like 165, I made on this in 5 days. And once again, this is the power of the data, finding things like this. I'd probably find stuff like this more often if I just put the time in, but I don't always have the time to just kind of sit and troll market movers. This is just one of those things that, I was just kind of looking for and trying to find something that didn't add up, and fell into this. And then I was lucky enough to find the card and someone willing to move it at the old comp. Sometimes that's the problem. Sometimes people are a little more savvy to this and they're like, well, wait, Ja's up X percentage. This card should be around here. And this is why a lot of the times too, on the flip side, and I don't get frustrated with people like this, if someone had this in their case, the fast break, and they had a sticker of 750 on it, and I went to them and been like, "Hey man, the last comp on this was 650. Like, what are we doing here? You're at 750, 800." And sometimes people would get frustrated because he'd be like, "Yeah, but one hasn't sold in 6 months." And I would completely get it. Like if I went up to a dealer and they said that, I'm like, "Hey, you're $200 over the last comp. What gives here?" And they explain the situation to me, I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? All right, that makes sense. I understand how you're getting to this number." A lot of people would just get pissed off and walk away. But, not everyone pays attention to this stuff day in and day out. And I don't want to say that you're taking advantage of them, but I mean, they have it priced at that price. And it was sitting there. It wasn't like, I did some mystery backdoor deal to get this card. It was literally sitting on eBay for $650. I don't know how long it was up there for, but it wasn't like I had to go on a scavenger hunt to try to find this card. It was just sitting on eBay. Anyone could have went and smacked the bin, but most people probably just didn't realize or just didn't put it together or weren't really looking for it. So, but this, like I said, this is one of the most successful ways I have made money / use this as leverage to trade into bigger cards. Because I could have done just the opposite, and I would, like I said earlier, I'd have been perfectly fine with it. I'd been perfectly fine taking a low 700 cash offer on this. I would have loved to have dealt it for something else. Leverage the fact that I'm only in it for 550, get someone to commit or give me 8 to 850 in trade value on it, and then use that to move into something bigger, and then I'm into the something bigger for less. That's what I did. I did a video on it a couple weeks ago. About moving into bigger cards and trading some smaller liquid stuff into a Luka Optic Hollow. So now I'm into that Luka Optic Hollow for under comps because I was into that stuff for under comps. So that's all I have for you guys and girls today. And I'll link to in the little pop-up that it'll be popping up here in the middle of the screen or whatever. If you missed it, I'll link to that video about the trading up because I think they go kind of hand in hand. Because I could have easily used this card to trade up as well. So if you missed that video, go check that one out. It was pretty popular. A lot of people watched it, but go take a peek at that one. If you're not Market Movers, go check out Market Movers. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.